Before we can even talk patterns, we need to go over an essential concept that if you skip over this, nothing's really going to make sense. You know, a lot of people, they'll go off and they'll learn these more intermediate and advanced strumming patterns. And you know, maybe they just get it intuitively. But a lot of people, they just skip past it, they'll memorize the patterns, and they never feel right. It's James here from GoodGuitarist.com. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'll just quickly mention my free ebook. I'll put a link in the corner so you can get your copy. It's free for all my subscribers. Anyways, back to our lesson here. The concept that I'm talking about here, it's actually pretty simple. We need to get our arm moving twice as fast, you know, going down and up, but still count the exact same way. And I'm going to start at the very beginning. When you first learn to strum, you go down on all the numbers and up on all the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a great way to, you know, try that out is you just mute the strings and you just count out loud 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You know, and you want to be really comfortable with that because you can play like a billion strumming patterns that way. But, you know, you're going to hit a point where you want to do a pattern that's more like... And in order to, you know, get to something like that, into those more advanced strumming patterns, you have to keep counting the same way, but strumming twice as fast. And I'm going to demonstrate this with a metronome because it's going to provide me with a steady beat. I have it set to 60 beats per minute, and I'm just going to go the usual way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the downstrokes line up with the click, and that's called eighth notes. And now in double time, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a down, up, 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 down, up. So instead of going down, up on every click or every beat, I'm going down, up on every click. You know, I'm putting twice as much stuff in there. And that's called 16th notes, because when you add all that up, 1 E and that's, you know, 16 things, right? And all that 16th counting, it's quite the mouthful, you know, and a really intuitive way to do it is to just use a real word. So like for eighth notes, we can say apple. Apple is a down up. Apple, 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 apple. And for 16th notes, we can use a 4-syllable word. Watermelon, 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 watermelon. And you can't overlook this step of vocalizing. You know, maybe you're not the kind of person who wants to be saying apple and watermelon. You know, maybe you're worried that your neighbors will think you have some newfound obsession with fruit or something like that, right? You could use whatever words you like. Ultimately, it's about training up your arm to do the motions. You know, you could count it out the technical way, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. You know, it's all about just getting used to that, to doing that motion quicker, and you don't want to rush it. You know, you want to take your time working your way up to it. Sometimes it's better to leave the metronome off and just maybe tap your foot. It's all about getting 4 motions for every beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you're getting comfortable playing those watermelons, the way to test this all out is to go between 4 apples and 4 watermelons. Basically go between a measure of eighth notes and a measure of 16th notes. Apple, 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 apple. Watermelon, 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 apple. And you just keep going back and forth, you know. Or you could count 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2. This is regular time. And then double time. And we're not even doing patterns yet. So maybe you think this is a waste of time. You just want to play the actual pattern. But I can guarantee you that it's not going to sound good if you can't do this. This is going to make you feel that double time beat, and that's going to make the difference. So you keep doing that exercise until you can feel the difference between 8th notes and 16th notes without your arm getting tense or stressing out. You know, that's the biggest killer when it comes to feeling the rhythm. If you feel like you're really getting nowhere with this, with feeling it, we can build up to that just by holding the strings to mute them and just going 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and just doing that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm doing the exact same thing, but I'm just not counting all of it. Instead of going 1 E and I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, like I'm just counting those beats. And once you get comfortable with that, you can speed it up a bit. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, 16th note counting is all about doing that. You don't have to do it. You can, you know, you can just learn songs that don't use it. But if you really want to learn a song like Wonderwall or Forever Young by Bob Dylan, like the slow version, like those are 16th note songs. And it's really critical to have that feeling because the beat is going, technically it's going really slowly and you're filling in every beat with 4 strokes, down, up, down, up. Either way, you want to work on it slowly, build up. You don't want your arm to get, you know, tense. You don't want to stress out. That's the biggest killer when it comes to feeling the rhythm. So work on it slow and calm. Don't overthink it. Don't worry if you're not getting it, you know, and if you really need to break it down, I do have a course, Strumming Made Simple, where we take what I just showed you, but break it down over like hours of lessons, you know, with tons of exercises and guided practice, as well as access to my Good Guitarist private community. And that's a place where I can answer all your questions myself, you know, so if you get stuck on something, I'll literally help you, you know, and I'll put a link to all that in the corner. Otherwise, don't forget to like, subscribe, bell icon, you know, all the YouTube stuff. If you enjoy learning with me, I really appreciate it if you could take the time to do that. And to those of you who have already subscribed, I sincerely appreciate your support. And that's it for today. So, you know, take your time with all these exercises, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.